Today's webinar is part of our Practical Export Skills series, and the topic is social commerce, selling on platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. And again this morning we have our presenter Declan Murtaugh from Brilliant Red. After the presentation there will be a Q&A session with Declan, so thank you to everyone who's already submitted a question. If you have a specific question now or one that comes up during our presentation, please use the questions tab on your webinar control panel to send it to us. We're also recording this webinar and it will be available on the investni.com website along with the slide deck, probably not next week but the week after. We will email you with the details when it is online. So I'd like to welcome our presenter, Declan Murtaugh from Brilliant Red.
Thank you very much, Rodney. Again, thanks to the team at InvestNI for helping facilitate these workshops and partnering with myself and Brilliant Red to deliver them. My name's Declan Murtaugh. I'm a digital consultant with Brilliant Red, and as Rodney previously mentioned, there will be questions at the end. The webinar will last around 30 to 40 minutes. So if you have any questions on social commerce or selling on social media platforms or even selling online in general, feel free to pop them through and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Today's webinar is titled Social Commerce, Selling on Platforms such as Facebook and Instagram, and it's the fourth webinar in this social media COVID-19 response series. And we're just going to focus probably on those two platforms, Facebook and Instagram. They're probably the two main platforms for businesses in Northern Ireland. And I suppose the topic is around social commerce, and it's one of the most talked about trends and topics on social media today. You know, it looks like it's going to have a big impact this year and possibly for years to come. And I guess what social media does is offer opportunities to businesses to connect with consumers or other businesses in lots of new and interesting ways, you know, across every social platform that there is. And you know, the number of people online and the number of people using, you know, smartphones and the number of people jumping onto social media has increased year on year, and that's according to one of the global digital reports last year. And that evolution of social media has opened up lots of new opportunities for businesses. You know, so you have your normal, I suppose, brand awareness objectives, and you know, creating interest in products and services through creative content and so on. But now you have this social media aspect which enables customers to pretty much buy most of what they see in terms of products on social media. And that sort of combination of e-commerce and social media has led to this new era of social commerce. So today we're going to talk about what is meant by the term social commerce. We'll talk about how you connect social media platforms to online stores, or how to sell via social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. And then we'll talk a little bit about how you promote your products on social media and e-commerce. So what is social commerce? Social commerce sells products directly through social media products. That's just one of the definitions. Another definition is social commerce is an e-commerce term for the buying and selling activities that take place on social media networks. And I have another definition, which I think is the definition that relates most to companies in Northern Ireland and the UK, is that social commerce is the ability to make product purchases, you know, from a third-party company within the native social media experience. So spend a wee bit of time on this, but there are a few reasons for this. So currently in the UK, we can't, as consumers, check out and pay directly on social media channels, as the first definition alludes to. That is only available in the USA. The second definition relates to activities, which can get a little bit confused and muddied between activities and social media marketing. So that's why I've sort of introduced this third definition, where it basically allows consumers to check out within that social media platform, but via third-party companies, which are e-commerce stores, which we're going to talk about So as you can see, there's varying definitions, and that's because social commerce is still evolving, and lots of experts can't agree as to what it exactly is. You know, if you were to go online and Google what is social commerce, you'll find probably 10 other definitions as well. But the key and the core element is that it contains aspects of social media and aspects of e-commerce. So just some trends to sort of set a bit of context and set the scene that we've seen over the past number of years to indicate that, you know, this is going to be around and very popular very soon. So you have more and more social media companies testing and enhancing their e-commerce capabilities. So, you know, from 10 years ago, Facebook have been researching and developing ways that they can sell within their platform. Same with the other social platforms too. This year, time spent on mobile devices is estimated to surpass time watching TV, which is an enormous amount of time on a weekly basis. You know, meaning consumers have greater exposure to products and those native shopping experiences on their mobile devices on a daily basis. We've also seen that social media referral traffic, so traffic to websites and online stores from social media, has grown over 100% in the past 2 years, and that's more growth than any other digital channel in terms of traffic to online stores. You know, meaning, you know, social media is accounting for enormous amounts of online sales and online leads. Some other stats here to just I suppose show social commerce in some other numbers. 1 in 4 business owners are currently selling via Facebook. 40% of businesses use social media to generate sales, which I think is an enormous amount. 30% of consumers say they would make a purchase directly on social media platforms. And then 87% of e-commerce shoppers believe social media helps them make a shopping decision. So you can see some compelling reasons why social media can't be ignored in that online e-commerce space, and why the lines between social media and e-commerce are becoming a bit more intertwined and integrated, and how they can work more and more in tandem. So I think there's no doubt that social commerce is coming and is here to a certain extent, but it's going to develop and rise even more. But I think it would be unfair for me to ignore some of the critics and what some people are actually saying at the minute. And that's not everyone is convinced or sold on the concept of e-commerce yet. CXL, a digital blog online, certainly said the evidence is conflicting, and that's basically around you know, a lot of social platforms sort of maybe window dress their evidence a little bit more to say that, you know, more and more people want to buy on social media platforms, and it's maybe usually from the millennial or the Generation Z surveys and things like that, which are maybe more willing to buy than every member of society or the whole population. We also mentioned that there's conflicting definitions as to what social commerce is. You know, is it buying direct on channels such as Facebook? You know, is it encouraging social interactions during the e-commerce or buying process, or is it buttons that you can put on your social media channels which direct to your website and so on? So again, you know, the definitions are conflicting as to what it exactly is. And what I suppose one key thing is that no social network has a fully fledged social commerce platform yet. Facebook recently launched Facebook Shops and Instagram Shop, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. Those, well, the Instagram Shops isn't fully fledged live yet. It's in beta testing, and so it's not available to everyone. There's also Facebook Shop isn't rolled out globally either. So there's no platform that has a solution at the moment. So it's all still very much evolving and changing. Plus you have the huge e-commerce rivals like eBay and Amazon, which just, you know, sort of won't roll over and lose market share or sales online. And you can supposed to be very sure that Amazon won't make it easy for social media platforms to start selling online. And there was an interesting quote I seen recently from top executive at Morrison Supermarkets, so a big supermarket chain probably across the water, who probably maybe social commerce doesn't really fit with their business yet, but he was quoted as saying, they were a bit late to digital and social, but it's been their focus for the last 18 months, and they've noticed a lot of businesses using social channels to purely sell products, and he was of the opinion that that's going to result in failure, and a lot of companies are making that mistake. He says social media is a platform for reaching out and building relationships as opposed to selling, and that they're going to concentrate on adopting a more progressive mentality. And I suppose that's fair enough comment. Social media is first and foremost about building relationships with consumers or connections or people in general. But the progress that I've seen over this past number of years, and the progress and the opportunities it presents businesses to actually sell their products as well, there's no reason why building relationships and selling products can't work hand in hand, providing that relationship is there and it's not just fully fledged, selling, because that doesn't work on social media. There needs to be a combination of both.